welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm sharing with you a quick 10 items that I'm choosing to prep right now. Due to the things that are happening in the news and the way the whole situation's outgoing, my direction of prepping just a teeny weeny bit changed, just a little bit. Of course, those 10 items are relevant to myself and to my family, and they could be totally different to yourself and your family, also depending how far ahead in the prepping game you are. So without further ado, I'm gonna tell you what I have in my and what I keep buying literally now and why I am doing this. We're gonna start, guys, with water. I have covered the water on a couple of the videos before, and the water is so important. And with many of the things that they talked about the droughts and everything and so on, and the price increases. At the moment, we have had a little bit of rain, yet we are due another dry spell. Nonetheless, however, guys, I am at the moment still choosing and fixating of buying more water. Every time I see the Asda or Tesco's doing the big bottles, I'll pick them up. Yes, they've gone up in price, but I love those big bottles for storage, storing dry goods like rices, anything else. They are absolutely perfect. So anytime I see them right now, I am buying them, because I know in the winter times, it's hard to come across them sometimes. So if I see them now, I am making a point of buying them. Number two, guys, we are talking about paracetamols and ibuprofens, basically tablets. Yes, I have a lot of tablets. Generally, as I said before, of buying a cold and flu, but since I did the video about the barter items, some of you suggested having a paracetamol as a barter item because it's really cheap. And it is, guys, it's still like ibuprofen is like 42 pence, paracetamol between 36 and 39 pence. It's so cheap, and now it's like ingrained in my brain. Is literally, I cannot go to any shop now and not to pick them up. Even if I just go into the Tesco's to pick up a bottle of milk or something, or a loaf of bread, I'm just going to pick up 2 paracetamols now. It is now a fixation of buying paracetamol. And for all of you who might wonder, in talking about the dates of paracetamol, it's got until 2026. However, I've seen the video and the research done before that apparently paracetamol can last quite a long time past that. It might be not 100% as effective, but it is safe to consume. Please do your own research before doing so. However, this is my reasons, and I'm gonna keep buying my 39p paracetamols, though I will probably start to repackage them because they do take quite a bit of space and there's quite a lot of room there, so I will be doing something different with that. Of course, not a single prepper will not buy a pasta unless you really hate pasta. I keep buying pasta every time, guys. Pasta is still cheap. It's still like 31 pence or 28 pence for the spaghetti. It's still so cheap. So to me, the more the better at the moment. So with the things, and they're still going on in the news about the wheat, I am buying it every time I go to Tesco's or Lidl. And the same, guys, applicable to rice. Yes, it's gone up to 52 pence and 55 pence in Asda now, 52 pence everywhere else. I'm still buying this, guys. It's still so cheap. And if you're in UK, obviously you might think, yes, obviously a few pence is nothing. But for you guys, like in America, you can comment in, and in Ireland, that rice everywhere is so goddamn cheap. So cheap. So at the moment, because we know the prices will keep going up, right? This is just inevitable. Prices are going to keep going up. So I will be buying this rice until it hits probably about 90p or pound mark. So if it's still there for that like 52 pence, I will be buying it, and I am buying it still. Right, next thing, guys, is protein. Yes, you've been seeing me buying, and I'm doing my stock up shops. I buy my protein pretty much all the time. Although I have eased off of tuna because I do have quite a good supply of tuna, literally about 300 tins. I do have somewhat, I feel, a good supply of the stewed steak. But I have started to digress slightly, and I have started to buy in the sardines. I know many people said that in some places they have increased in price. However, those ones were still 50 pence in Lidl, and I'm sort of diversifying the flavors, if you wish. I've got some with olive oil and some in a tomato sauce, spicy tomato sauce actually. And I also picked up, which I will share this with you in a different video, a Kingfisher crab meat, shredded crab meat from a Home Bargains for £1.49. This is pretty good for crab meat. £1.49. This is pretty amazing. So, and the reason, guys, again, if you know what's going on in the world with the meat, with the prices of meat, with the projections of meat prices being through the roof, Whilst I can still afford to buy a fresh meat, I will do so and I will consume fresh meat. However, as a prepper, I will still buy the stuff whilst it's still available. Very near, the prices are just short of £2 for the tin. They will be going up for the stewed steak, you know it. They will be going up as soon as the fresh meat will go up again. So whilst I can afford to, I will be still, and I am still buying this on a regular basis. Jars. Okay, some of you actually even suggested, guys, that jars, glass jars, are going to be increasing in price. As you probably may see, there are many manufacturers now cutting down on the glass packaging as well and introducing more like either cardboard or, yes, I say the plasticky things. So jars are still my priority. Whether you guys buy the canning jars if you do the gems or not, or save your jars from the stuff that you buy from the supermarkets. Again, it's been my fixation. I now have the canner, so it's even more of my fixation. So every time I pop into Home Bargains, I'll pick up like 5 of the jars. They're still 99p for the little ones. So whilst they're still at that price, I am still buying them right now, because I know come to the end of the summer where people are doing more preserving, they will be not available, or they will probably go up in price again. Next thing, guys, is salt. I mentioned this before, and I'm demonstrating the small pink salt, the Himalayan salt, which you might have seen in a different video. I haven't repackaged it anyway, but I have bought, right, a massive bag of a normal sea salt from Amazon. It was 10 kilos and it was a really good price. I think it was about 15 quid. I can't put it here because it's too huge. First of them arrived, and unfortunately the bag was split, so we lost a little bit, and I had basically received a replacement, which was really, really good. So I basically got myself like a 15 kilos of salt, or 20 kilos, whatever that works out to be. Depends how much I lost. A lot of salt for not a lot of money. And again, you would wonder, why on earth do you need so much salt? You know, cook with salt. I don't cook per se with a lot of salt. I use salt as a seasoning, yes, but the salt for preppers, guy, as it lasts forever, is a good butter item. And whilst you still can buy this cheap, I suggest you do. And yes, you can still buy table salt from the supermarkets. They are still fairly inexpensive. However, I find rather than buying a little bit here and there and a lot of like plastic and card, I just buy one big one, or in fact in 2 end up having a really massive one, and it will last you a really, really long time. Next item, guys, if you followed the live stream, I said to you, I've picked up a few more of those. They are the butane gas to fit into my little portable cooker. With the whole thing with the Russia and the gas supplies and the pipe going through the Ukraine and the contract that's meant to be renewed, which looks like it's not going to be renewed, with the issue I mentioned about the UK shutting down the last coal power station, which was used last year to cover the lack of energy. So basically this year is going to be shut down in time for winter. So what looks to me like it's going to be a hell of a shitstorm this year with energy. And yes, last year it was a massive hoo-ha and people talk about rationing energy, but fortunately it has not happened. I am 99.9% sure this year, this winter, we're going to be seeing consequences of those two issues. So my point is, at the moment, because I haven't had those things before in Home Bargains for a while, because I think people gone camping, people bought loads, they had the delivery, so I bought some of them because I want to be prepared and I want to be able to cook my meal if they're going to start rationing energy or electricity. So this is my reason for buying that. And that also then brings me, guys, to the let's bring us to the candles, guys. Candles, again, good timing now. Okay, nobody bothered with candles right now. It's middle of the summer. They do deals, they do sales. They're literally fairly abundant right now. There's no time like present to buy candles if you haven't stocked up enough. And then previous years, if you haven't used them or they use them, I don't know. But it's a good time to buy a lot of candle or candle making supplies and make your own candles or buy candles, okay? Because again, the good idea as a prepper, guys, we're looking ahead, okay? And we're preparing to what is happening, and we're doing things not the last minute. We're doing this in advance before everybody else start doing this the last minute, if you see where I'm coming from. So middle of the summer is good time to start buying your candles, okay? And yes, the last bit brings me on to the wood. And so I've got the little kindling. They are the little pieces. Again, They've both were bought from Home Bargains. That was like £2.49. This is not a lot, but this is for our pizza oven outside. Again, we have been using gas to run the pizza oven, but it is able to run on the wood. And I said to my husband, because we wanted to be able to have enough gas as a stockpile in our gas canisters, whatever you call them, outside, we're going to be using a little bit more of the wood now, whilst the weather is nice and the pizza oven got, you know, we have time to sit there and wait for it to warm up, and then save the gas for the winter. Although gas prices, in terms of buying the gas canisters, are actually been fairly stable, which is really, really surprising. I'm choosing to keep my backlog of them and use that for the pizza oven. And that's saying that, guys, as well, is the, if you can see them, is the bigger ones, okay? And again, I'm staying away from my gas barbecue right now, and I am trying to cook with the wood on a different barbecue, just purely just to preserve the gas. And as again, at the moment I can buy them at Home Bargains. This was a £4.99 for a bag. It doesn't tell me how many kilos it is, but it's a fairly big bag. It will do us a few cooking sessions. So as it is, again, middle of the summer, you can buy them now. Maybe buy them now. I know some people buy them in, like, apparently in the pallets, but I don't really want to have a whole pallet of wood sitting there. So I'm buying this in the little bags. It'll go in the shed or whatever else, and will be happy days. So this is, guys, stay there. This is literally my top 10 concentrated items for the next couple of shops. And hopefully you guys, you do find this helpful. As I say, just once more time, guys, this is kind of relevant to our family, to what we do and what I choose to do, and relevant to my stockpiling situation currently. It may be totally different to you, and there could be loads more items added on to the whole thing, but this is just my priority over the next probably month or so. So hopefully you guys find this helpful. Don't forget to thumbs up, please, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.